Let's look a little bit about what this strategic direction is for Oracle. JD Edwards BI application solution is built by JD Edwards for JD Edwards customers. This is using customer advisory boards to build out a robust solution. It encompasses the pre-built data warehouse, mapping content, and for those, it is, as you see, the strategic direction going forward. So as you continue to invest in JD Edwards, E1 or World, this will continue to be your most cost-effective way of addressing reporting or even moving forward into Fusion. So with BI applications, these aren't just a couple reports that sit on top of JD Edwards. There's competitors out there that say, well, they've got pre-built too. Well, yeah, anyone can go create a couple reports and stick it on top of JD Edwards and call it an application. But this is a holistic approach to JD Edwards reporting, tight integration into your analytical transaction processing system. There's over 12,000 man hours invested in building out BI apps, over 3,000 live customers. So what this gives you is a faster time to value and lower cost of ownership to provide this solution. It provides not only financials, procurement and spend, supply chain, but also enables, the front office applications as well, around and integrating into your CRM environment. So being able to provide you from a tool perspective and foundation, a complete, open, and integrated platform. The heart of that is really leveraging the common information model and, leveraging Essbase, leveraging the BI server, predictive analytics on top of not only JD Edwards, but other systems as well. Now, what we find is many JD Edwards customers really have multiple data sources they're trying to bring in. I've yet to see one ERP implementation that contained all the data within the ERP environment. So being able to provide in the ERP analytics, the planning, the forecasting, the profitability, all within one consumption here. Now, we'd love to take you through all the various applications, but for the sake of trying to keep this to about 45 to 50 minutes, we're going to drill in and look at financials just as one example. So within the BI apps, what are we talking about? Within the BI applications, you have general ledger and profitability, payables, receivables. These are various subject areas within that environment. So really what it is, when you buy a BI application, the best way I can describe it is you can either go down to Best Buy, Office Depot or some stationery store and buy a journal. And you've got a pen and you got a journal, you've got the tools to write your own novel, okay? May take you a little while. You're going to have to get very creative and, you're going to have to put some long nights and hard effort into it. Or you can just go to the bookstore and buy the latest novel. When you buy the BI application, it's that pre-built content, just like the difference between buying a blank journal and a novel, it's the content that you're buying from the bookstore. So you get the pre-built data warehouse, you get the pre-built ETL, the pre-built common information model, and just within financials, you get a library of pre-built metrics, over 488 metrics, and those are completely open. You can tweak those how you see appropriate. 36 intelligent dashboards, 250 reports. Okay, so this is a complete environment. The real effort is in box 1, 2, and 3. If you go to just buy a tool and build it, buy the blank journal, that's where you're going to spend the time, not in number 4. So what you get out of the box, since these are designed by customer advisory boards and also built into the business process, you have various dashboards that are specific to various roles, as well as workflow built into it. So starting off with a metric such as, what's my total AR due, and then drilling into that overdue balance. See, is it trending up? Is it trending down? Drill into what bucket or where are we having the most issues around, cash flow. Drill all the way down into a specific customer and then down to a transaction level invoice, so that we're now going from a high level role-based dashboard all the way down to actionable item. The BI apps for JD Edwards are also mobile enabled. I consume most of my report directly off my iPad, iPhone, or other smart device. So, you can have this on the go, completely secured within the JD Edwards integration. Now, the BI apps, granted, they are deployed out on, EBS, PeopleSoft, SAP, Siebel, pre-built adapters for all of those. And KPI has brought in many, many other systems into the BI apps. So what's so special about JD Edwards? So let's talk the specific integration points. No one knows JD Edwards more than JD Edwards development team. There's a reason why the BI app development team literally sits in the same building on the same floor as the JD Edwards development team. So if there's an issue, we can get a hold of development. They literally stand up out of their cubicle and go to the next guy over as an integrated team and solve it. So the support is for E1 and also World. It supports full and incremental load, multiple JD Edwards incidences, ETL written in Informatica. But some of the things that are unique to JD Edwards integration that the BI apps do out of the box is the, Julian date conversions, the multi-currency. You can turn it on or off. You can actually see that multi-currency as a hierarchical role date with start and effectivity dates within the multi-currency. Financial date patterns, 445. We find a lot of JD Edwards customers using that. Multiple chart of accounts and leveraging the JD Edwards chart of accounts, account level detail, ledger types, which is specific to Edwards, subledger types, and one of the big things is supporting over 55 category codes across the enterprise out of the box. Now, the pre-built apps don't know how you plan to use those category codes, so we just map how you want to use those category codes, in a configuration file during the installation and implementation, but it's designed to go get those category codes and put those into the pre-built warehouse. You just have to say how you have implemented them in JD Edwards. So let's give you some examples. Not only does it integrate by pulling the data, anyone can go do extracts out of JD Edwards. Most of our report writers have been doing that for a very long time. But it also provides seamless integration. So in this particular example, I'm starting off budget versus actuals. I see an extreme high variance. I can literally click on the JD Edwards action link for that journal line ID and open up my JD Edwards environment and do a transaction. This is out of the box functionality. No other competitor is going to be able to do this. Remember, JD by JD Edwards for JD Edwards. So what if I want to go the other way, complete inside JD Edwards? I can embed my dashboard as part of my JD Edwards screen. Okay, I can do it by a simple configuration on the actual page. And if you've leveraged single sign-on, there's no challenging between the two. If not, we can get the session IDs between the two systems. So I can literally bring in, my reporting solution and integrate it into the overall workflow. Where this is going is, we used to think of transaction systems as a way to head down and do data entry. And then at the end of the day, it spit out a report. Where we're going now is more in a day-of-the-life workflow process of the decision that I have to make in my process. So even inside JD Edwards, if I then click on the action link or action framework, it will take me through in the BI apps. Native E1 tool control, contextual reporting, so where I'm at within a JD Edwards screen can be passed to OBIE. So here's an example of design time control, of being able to pass those parameters seamlessly so no one knows JDE like JDE, okay? Some of the customers I've worked personally with, Weatherford, Land O'Lakes, others of these that are the consultants that work for KPI have worked on these. So, there are several customers out there that have gained a lot of value with JD Edwards. One that KPI and I personally worked on together was Masco, where we're bringing in multiple JD Edwards environments and combining it with other ERP information, which is quite frequent because within, the manufacturing environment.